An elderly couple was recorded by CCTV on March the 1st, 2013, entering an apartment building in Hong Kong with their son. It was the last time they were seen alive. On March the 12th, 2013, a Facebook page titled Missing Parents appeared. Henry Chau and his older brother Chau Wing-ki were asking for help from the public to find out what happened to their father, 65-year-old Chau Wing-ki, and their mother, 63-year-old Siu Yuet-yee, who they had reported missing 5 days earlier. According to Wing, he or his brother had not heard from his parents since March the 2nd. That day, Henry said he had gone out for lunch with his father and mother to the Langham Place shopping mall in Mong Kok. Afterwards, Chau Wing-ki and Siu Yuet-yee had told Henry they were leaving for a shopping trip in mainland China for 2 to 3 days. However, when they did not return for over a week, Wing convinced Henry to contact the police, who did not find any records of their parents actually travelling to the mainland. After the revelation, the brothers appeared in a video posted online by the newspaper Apple Daily, where they pleaded for help in the case from the public. On March the 14th, the police were interviewing Henry again when he suddenly asked to use his phone and wrote to his friends in a WhatsApp group called HK Tekken and confessed he was the one responsible for his parents' disappearance, together with a friend named Angus Tae Chung-K. The text included disturbing details of what had happened to Chau Wing-ki and Siu Yuet-yee. The message was quickly reported to authorities, who arrested the two men the next day. According to Henry's confession, he had invited his parents to Tae's apartment in Tai Kok Sui on March the 1st, telling them the flat was actually his. There, Henry had stabbed his father and mother to death and dismembered them before salting and cooking their body parts like barbecued pork and packing their flesh into lunchboxes with rice. Apparently, this had been the easiest way to hide the bodies. During the search of Tae's apartment, the police found Chau Wing-ki and Siu Yuet-yee's hands stuffed into 2 refrigerators, in addition to the lunchboxes and 3 bags containing chopped limbs and other body parts. The discovery shocked the whole of Hong Kong and left everybody with a question. How could a son do something so horrible to his own parents? Henry Chau was born as a second child of Chau Wing-ki and Siu Yuet-yee on June the 7th, 1983. According to his friends, Henry lived in his own world since he was a child. Henry apparently resented his parents because they forced him to play the piano, and he had some difficulties in middle school. Henry could not keep up with his academic performance or get along with his classmates, and he failed the Hong Kong secondary school exam. Chau Wing-ki and Siu Yuet-yee eventually sent their son to study in Australia. During that time, Henry was discriminated against and bullied constantly. When he returned to Hong Kong in 2003, Henry's friends noticed the young man had an even harder time expressing his feelings, and he was rather withdrawn. Since then, Henry had worked several jobs, but none for long. His parents also paid him to study a degree program at the University of Hong Kong, trying their best to push their son in the right direction. But as far as we know, Henry did not really seem to have motivation, neither for working or studying. By the age of 29, he felt he had not achieved anything and became suicidal. But instead of taking his own life, Henry eventually began to think of other options, like killing his own family. According to Henry, his parents were to blame for all his problems. He claimed that Chau Wing-ki was a distant and abusive father who used to hit his oldest son, and Wing then hit Henry. In addition, Henry said his father was an arrogant man who left him without a moment's peace, while the mother always showed him a sad face because he never did good enough. We do not know if these allegations were actually true, but in his confession, Henry stated the emotional difficulties between him and his parents were the sole motive for the murders. However, the police discovered evidence indicating financial gain might have also played a role. Henry had reportedly run into financial difficulties and his parents no longer wanted to fund his lavish lifestyle. As a result, Henry accused them of abandoning their own son and cut off his parents completely. So when Henry invited his parents for lunch in March 2013, they thought it was an attempt to make things right. Definitely not for them to be murdered, chopped up, cooked and put inside lunchboxes. The trial proceedings in the shocking case began on August 4th, 2014. With both Henry Chau and Agnes Tae Chung K as the defendants. According to the reports, Henry had planned the murder for 3 months, buying knives and household appliances to cook and store the bodies. Henry claimed he had planned just to kill himself, but was convinced to take revenge on his parents by Tae. On the other hand, Tae said he only helped Henry because he threatened to kill his mother too. However, many believe that Henry, who had an IQ of 126 and a narcissistic and psychopathic personality, had been able to manipulate Tae, who had an IQ of 86, to take part in his sick plan. So it was not a big surprise when High Court Deputy Judge Michael Stuart Moore eventually dismissed the murder charges against Tae. On March 15th, 2015, he was still sentenced to 1 year for preventing the lawful burial of bodies, but was released immediately as he had spent 2 years in prison awaiting trial. Henry Chau, however, was found guilty of the double murder of his parents and sentenced to life imprisonment. During the sentencing, Judge Stuart Moore gave his final comments to Henry, saying, "People may wonder why you did this. The fact there is no obvious answer is what makes you so dangerous.